We give praise and thanks to only Almighty Allah, who alone deserves to be praised. And we also beseech Him to continue to shower His blessings on the noble Prophet Muhammad, his companions and their followers, and all the true believers and followers of the Holy Prophet. Our sermon this evening shall be a completion of the one of last week. And the topic of discussion has been Azad, provisions. What are we to prepare? We are to prepare in terms of what? To face the subsequent journey which we are embarking on. There are 4 stages of this journey. The first stage was when we were in our mother's wombs. This is the second stage. The stage of striving. The stage of works. The stage of effort. And how you make this stage will determine your fate in the subsequent stages. The third stage is the stage between death and Yawm al-Qiyamah, Hayatun Barzakhiyah. And the final stage is Yawm al-Qiyamah, which is eternal, everlasting, no end. And we did mention, because today our life, by our own making, has been characterized with a lot of distractions. At times, we could not place our priorities right. We spend effort, resources, most of the time on trivialities. Therefore, and we have not got 2 lives. We have got only 1 life. And this is an opportunity for you and me. Because Allah says, وَلَنْ يُؤَخِرَ اللَّهُ نَفْسًا إِذَا جَاءَ أَجَلُهَا. Allah will never grant any soul any respite when its time is due. And we have mentioned why we need to prepare. First of all, the work of man is his striving, his work before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your real worth is your work. What are you doing? In what way are you striving? What are you living for? Are you living for yourself, or you are living for your Creator? Secondly, we mentioned that there is also the need that we enforce on ourselves those difficult tasks, so as to guarantee for ourselves in the hereafter a better life. So, because our soul, by its nature, tends to prefer ease and comfort. And those tasks that are a little bit tasking, we tend to overlook it. We tend to avoid them. We want comfort. Allah said it. وَإِنَّهُ لِحُبِّ الْخَيْرِ لَشَدِيدٌ. Our love for good things is very, very strong. Therefore, there is need to enforce on the soul those tasking deeds so that our hereafter can be more comforting and comfortable. And how do you do this? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was asking the Sahaba one day, Ala adullukum ala ma yarfa'u Allahu bihi darajat wa yahuttu bihi al-khataya. Shall I point to you those efforts by which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raises man's rank and by which he obliterates man's sins? The Sahaba replied, Bala ya Rasulallah, we want to know. He said, Isbagul wudu ala al-makari. Being with your ablution most of the time. If you want to go out, perform ablution. Wherever, always make sure you are with your ablution. Before you sleep, perform your ablution. This may appear difficult at times, but perform your ablution. And he mentioned, وَقُسْرَةُ الْخُطَى إِلَى الْمَسَاجِدِ. Many steps to the mosque. With your ablution, the steps you are taking to the mosque gives you a lot of rewards from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَانْتِزَارُ الصَّلَاةِ بَعْدَ الصَّلَاةِ. Waiting for a prayer, waiting for a salat after another salat, as we are doing now. Waiting for Isha from Maghrib. All this will raise your rank before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And in this regard, we are enjoying to be competing amongst ourselves. We should be competing amongst ourselves. There are some, the ablution he makes in the morning, we still sustain it till Salat al-Asr, even Salat al-Maghrib. But there are some who cannot do that. So stay in the mosque, because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was saying that on the day of judgment, La villa illa dhillullah. The sun shall be brought at an arm's length to our heads, and we shall be in nakedness. And there are only 7 categories of people that will be under the shade of Allah. A day that there will not be any other shade. A day that men shall be looking for where to hide. Allah says, while he was enumerating them, he mentioned الرجل قلبه معلق بالمساجد. A man whose heart is attached to the mosque. He always goes to the mosque. He always goes to the mosque to seek succor and solace. After all the hustling and bustlings of the day, he retires to the mosque to seek solace, to nourish his soul. Because the best place on the earth is the mosque. There is no better place than the mosque. So a Muslim should cultivate the habit of staying most of his time in the mosque. Reading Al-Quran, listening to lectures, doing askar, observing nawafil. All this, they constitute a great reward in the hereafter. And whoever cannot do this, then he should know that he has indeed lost. If all these things are too much, why should I go and stay in the mosque? Stay how many minutes? You pray and you go out. Some, after praying, he will not even wait and do dhikr. He's out again. And he only comes to the mosque when they are making the iqamah. He comes to the mosque when they are making the iqamah, and after the taslim, he out. He's going back to his business. He will never even wait and beseech Almighty Allah and cry to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And why he's coming to the mosque is because his colleagues, they are all going to the mosque, and he doesn't want to be the odd man out. So let me follow them. His mind is not here in the mosque. As the Imam says, Allahu Akbar, off his mind. His mind has gone again. And his mind is back when they say Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullahi salam alaikum. His mind is out of the mosque, not here. That's why Allah says, فَوَيْلُ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. Woe be unto those who are praying, but who are unmindful of their salat. Why should I stay? What are you doing in the mosque? 30 minutes? Why? You pray and you go out. And you have to waste your time. Because he doesn't know what he's saying. The best place on earth is the mosque. And the worst place on the earth is the market. But most people will prefer to stay more of their time in the market than in the mosque. And the market at times may signify your business place, your office. He gets to the office by 8, he leaves by 10 in the night. So when the only period he shows up in the mosque is on Friday. It's only on Friday. And on that Friday, he doesn't come, he must have known when the utubah will end. So all is after is that 2 rakah. He observes the 2 rakah, off he goes. When Allah says, فَإِذَا فَرَغْتَ فَانْصَبْ وَإِلَىٰ رَبِّكَ فَارْغَبْ. So after the salat, you wait. And resign to your Lord. Beseech Him. Cry unto Him. Pour out your mind to your Lord. Show Him you are weak, and He, by His power, you will be strong. You cannot do anything. But He is the able Lord, who can do everything. All your problems, you consider insurmountable. He alone can do it. So you pour your mind to your Lord in the mosque. That's the second reason why we need to prepare. The third is al-hajali majhula. Our lifespan is unknown to any one of us. Nobody knows when his stay in this world will end. Therefore, there is need for consistency in your preparation for the hereafter. Allah says, وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ مَاذَا تَكْسِبُ غَدًا وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ حَرْدٍ تَمُوتُ. No soul knows what will become of him tomorrow. And no soul knows on which heart he will die. Therefore, there is need for you to be working as if the end has come. When you observe any salat, do as if that is the last salat you observe. Your attitude to a prayer is as if this is the last salat. And definitely, one salat will be your last. Is it salat to Subhi? Is it salat to Dhuhr? Is it salat to Asr or Maghrib or Isha? So you are to Sallu Salatan Wadda. You pray as if this is the last prayer for me. Because you don't know. And what will even become of you? Maybe you are able today. Maybe you will be handicapped tomorrow. You don't know. And if you have not made the best use of your energy, of your good health now, then by the time you are handicapped, you start regretting. Say, had I known, but that time, had I known will not profit you. So the Rasul is saying that make benefit from 5 things before 5 things will overtake you. 1, your youth age, before old age overtakes you. Make the best use of your youth age. And they say youthfulness is not in terms of age, but in terms of the mind. It's a question of the mind. How are you agile? How are you striving in the course of anything that is fisabilillah? How active are you when it comes to fisabilillah? Secondly, your good health before sickness. Thirdly, your leisure before business will come. How are you spending your leisure? And fourthly, your wealth before poverty comes. Your wealth that Allah has given you, how are you spending it? Before poverty, it may come tomorrow. And finally, your life before death. وَمَا تَدْرِي نَفْسٌ بِأَيِّ أَرْضٍ تَمُوتُ. And no soul knows on which earth, where it will be buried. You can say, I am from Lagos, I am from Niger, I am from Kaduna, I am from Kano, I am from Maiduguri, I am from this and this. But nobody knows where he will die. And through what means will he die? Nobody knows. Is it violently? Is it easily? How will it come? When will it come? Where will it come? How will it come? That question is only known by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even Azrael does not even know who is the next person. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows. When the time of a man is, Allah will only tell Azrael, it is his turn, go and take him. And it's not a matter of until I reach old age. Just on Monday, a brother who is doing his youth service, he just came home to do exams for the masters. He developed heart problem. They were to fly him out for transplant. He couldn't survive it. He died at the Lut. That's it. Off he goes. And every one of us too will go one day. They will come to announce your obituary. So because of that truth, that reality, you need to always be preparing for the journey of the great beyond. So don't consider any effort too minute or insignificant. Say, well, Do everything that Allah Ta'ala has put before you, but you don't know what will be your last effort. And every soul shall be raised up on his last effort, the last deed. Man will be raised up on his last deed. If you are doing something good, on it will Allah raise you up. And if it's the opposite, on it will He raise you up. Will He raise you up? And Rasulullah said, إِذَا أَرَادَ اللَّهُ بِعَبْدٍ خَيْرًا إِسْتَعْمَلَهُ. When Allah wishes good for His servant, He uses him. His companions asked, كَيْفَ يَسْتَعْمِلُهُ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. How does Allah use somebody? How does He use somebody? He said, يُوَفِّقُهُ اللَّهُ بِعَمَلِ الصَّالِحِ ثُمَّ يَقْبِضُهُ عَلَيْهِ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will direct him to a good deed, and while he's doing that good deed, He takes his life. That's how Allah uses somebody. May Allah use all of us. So he will have been engaging in that good deed, then Allah will take his life. That is why it is very necessary that a Muslim should always be praying that may Allah use him. Now, with what do we prepare for the hereafter? Number one, لزوم ذكر الله تعالى. Constant remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Constant remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You wake up in the night, you remember Allah. You want to go out, remember Allah. You want to start your daily work, you remember Allah. In the middle of it, you remember Him. When you are faced with a problem, you remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Every time. When you are even alone, nobody to keep your company, let the dhikrillah be your company. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ever with the man who is remembering Him. Because as you are calling Allah, is near you, is with you. And you know, dhikr it encompasses every aspect of man's life. Rasulullah said, "La yazalu lizanuka ratban illa bi dhikrillah." Do not let your tongue stop for a second, except that it is doing the remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. All this because the whole universe is remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Even al-jamadat, the mountains you see, they too they are remembering Allah. Not to talk of the animals. The animals too they are doing dhikrillah. They are glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One day, Rasulullah saw some Sahaba. They were riding their camels, and some of them were talking on them. He said, each time you want to ride a camel, do it gently. And whenever you want to descend, do it gently. Because فَرُبَّ مَرْكُوبًا خَيْرٌ مِنْ رَاكِبِهَا وَأَكْثَرُ ذِكْرًا لِلَّهِ مِنْهُ. How many of those animals you are riding that are better than the rider? In terms of what? In terms of their remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They remember Allah ta'ala more than their riders. Even birds, they are celebrating the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Birds. Look at Prophet Dawood alayhi salatu wasalam. Allah says, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَا دَاوُودَ مِنَّا فَضْلًا Ya jibalu awwibi ma'ahu wa toira. Allah says we have really honored Dawood with a lot of favors. He will call on the mountains. They will be glorifying Allah. Even the birds with him, they will be glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And even the trees you see. وَلَكِنْ لَا تَفْقَهُونَ تَسْبِيحَهُ. Only we cannot comprehend, we cannot understand their own way of celebrating the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But they are doing it. That's why Allah says, سَبَّحَ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Everything in the heavens and the earth, they are glorifying and celebrating the praise of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you human beings, if you decide to neglect it, there are many of Allah's creatures who are celebrating His praise. Also, Qiyamul Layl, by observing Tahajjud, waking up in the night to observe some Nawafil and recite Al-Quran Al-Kareem. Because the motto of the righteous is Qiyamul Layl. Their motto. It is their life. In fact, the Qiyamul Layl itself has become like any other obligatory salat for them. Rasulullah said, "Alaykum bi Qiyamul Layl, fa innahu dabu salihin qablikum, fa inna Qiyamul Layl qurbatun ila Allah azza wa jal, wa takfirun lid-dunub, wa mutarridatun lid-da'i an al-jasad, wa munhatun an al-ithm." It behoves you to be observing Qiyamul Layl, because it is the practice of the righteous before you. And the Qiyamul Layl will draw you closer to your Lord. And it will obliterate your sins. And it will safeguard your body from sickness. You can see. And it serves as a check from committing sins. That is Qiyamul Layl. So a Muslim must cultivate the habit of spending part of his night in prayers. And by the time you wake up in the morning, you wake up with vigor, energy. But there are some people who spend their nights committing sins. Some, they can prefer to spend their nights reading because they want to pass one exam, or because he is going to face a panel in the morning, so he needs to prepare. He cannot spend 5 minutes to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That one is too much. They spend their nights for this dunya alone. Some they wake up, they are just waking up in the night. That is the time his business starts. And Allah is talking of the righteous. Tatajafa junubuhu anil madaji yad'una rabbahum khawfan wa tama'an wa mimma razaqnahum yunfiqun. Their sides forsake their beds, crying, weeping unto their Lord. And from what Allah has given them, they are spending. Some to wake up and brush their teeth, perform ablution, read Al-Quran, observe Nafla. It's too great a body. They can't do. But he can spend the time making more money that time. And it's the time that a man should retire to his Lord. Whatever, and it's the time for you to do a lot of self-assessment, self-criticism. Self-evaluation. How did I spend my whole day today? How many of ibadah I am able to observe? My salat. How many of them was I able to observe in Jama'ah in the mosque? How many nawafil did I observe today? How many needy have I helped today? How many people have I preached Islam to today? Have I told the goods in Islam? How many people have I preached Islam to today? You ask yourself. How many sick have I visited today? How many dangers have I removed from the paths of people? You have to ask yourself this. My duties to my family, how many have I fulfilled today? My wife, my children, my parents, my neighbors? You've got to ask yourself. And how have I fulfilled my duties today? My official duties for which I receive salary. Have I fulfilled it today? You ask yourself this question. Hasibu anfusakum qabla an tuhasabu. You too should be fair with yourself. Take up yourself. And you see Shaitan will be finding excuses for you for a shortcoming. Well, you are so busy. You are so busy. Not letting you do, and that business will indirectly favor you. Not that it will favor others. So these are the questions you need to ask yourself. You and yourself alone. And imagine yourself in the court of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When Allah will be asking you these questions. Or you imagine you are in the grave. Those angels, Munkar and Nakir, they are now waking you up. Now, stand up. Wama Rabbuk, Wama Dinuk, Wama Nabiyuka. When they will be asking you, who was your Lord? Who was what was your deed? Who was your prophet? So you will have put yourself in this position many years, many days before you actually go to face it. And don't let Shaitan give you some excuses. Where you deserve to blame yourself, blame yourself. Where you decide to praise yourself, just say Alhamdulillah. May Allah give me the ability to do more than I have done today. Where you notice a shortcoming, where you feel amendment can be made, go and make amendment. If you have hurt the feelings of another person, maybe unknowingly, maybe by the time you are thinking, you now remember that I have hurt the feelings of somebody, the following morning you go and make amendment. Cultivate the habit of saying sorry. Don't feel too big to say sorry, even though that person is your subordinate. And you feel it, what will he do to me? You go to him and say sorry for what I did yesterday. I did not know. Because if you hurt the feelings of another person, or you commit injustice against any human being, on Yawm al-Qiyamah, your good deeds will be given to that person to atone for that injustice from you. So it is better you settle with human beings in this world. Whatever shortcomings you have you have put forward to fellow human beings, make sure you settle it. If it is between you and Allah, you can do that through tawbah, by regretting, by doing istighfar. But if it has to do with the rights of fellow human beings, make sure you settle it in this world before the hereafter. Because in the other world, you will be asked, and your good deeds will be given to that person to atone for that shortcoming. So we should cultivate the habit of sit yourself down. Shaitan may tell you don't have the time. Shaitan will tell you don't have this time. Look at many things that you will lose by just sitting down and asking yourself questions. You sit yourself down. You start reflecting. How did I spend yesterday? Ask yourself. From morning till you are about to sleep. So whatever you are able to remember, note it down so that the following morning, quickly go and settle it. So this is the life, how the righteous spend their life. We also need to be fasting apart from the fasting of the month of Ramadan. We should cultivate the habit of not allowing our stomach to dictate the life for us. We should be controller of our stomachs. So it is better that you nourish your stomach with hunger. Fisabilillah. Not just hunger without any reason. At times, a Muslim, you may not even take your suhoor. Maybe between around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you have not taken anything in the morning. You can just decide, well, I start fasting. Rasulullah sallallahu would do it many times. Though most of the time, maybe because he had nothing to eat. Maybe after Subuh he will have gone out and he will come back, say around 9, 10. He will ask the wives, Al-Hindakum Shaykh, do you have anything for me to take? When the wife says, no, there is nothing in the house to take, then he saw him, then I'm fasting. He will continue fasting like that. But look at the reward. Even though you have what to eat, you decide to starve yourself. Fisabilillah. It's better. Or at times, I can't play with my stomach. No. You can see today, some people, they eat like bulletin. After finishing eating, he will take digestives. The food will digest. He will eat again. So he's living for food. And Allah says, that is the practice of the kuffar. وَالَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا يَتَمَتَّعُونَ وَيَأْكُلُونَ كَمَا تَأْكُلُ الْأَنْعَامُ وَالنَّارُ مَثْوًى لَهُمْ. The kuffar, they enjoy life. They eat like the cattle eat. Hellfire is their abode. So we should cultivate the habit of undergoing hunger for the stomach. If you, at times, you forsake your bed, you sleep on the mere floor. Yes. This is the part of the training of the body. You sleep on the mere rug like this, not on your bed. Or you just sleep on the chair. To train you so that you do not used to rough life, hardship. By the time hardship comes, you just succumb. You give it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the courage to serve it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would like to cite an hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It was said of him that one day while he was delivering the khutbah, he just descended and said, Amen. He went back. The second time, he descended and said, Amen. The third time, he descended, he said, Amen. After the salat, the Sahaba asked him, what happened? He said, Atani Jibril. Jibril came to me and said, Muhammad, Ya Muhammad, Bawda man adraka Ramadan walam yukfar lah. Said, he who is able to capture Ramadan and he allowed Ramadan to pass by without all his sins being forgiven, may he be taken far, far away from the mercy of Allah. May the mercy of Allah be taken far, far away from him. So he said, Amen. Secondly, he said, Bawda man adraka walidayhi aw ahadihima فَدَخَلَ النَّارِ. Said, may the mercy of Allah be taken far, far away from he who is able to meet his two parents or one of them, and he ended up in the hellfire. He does not benefit from his service to his parents to qualify for Al-Jannah by being nice to them, by treating them nicely. And lastly, he said, وَأَوْدَى مَنْ ذُكِرْتَ عِنْدَهُ وَلَمْ يُصَلِّ عَلَيْهِ فَقُلْتُ آمِنْ. And may he be taken away, may the mercy of Allah be taken away from him, he on whom your name is mentioned, and he never says sallallahu alayhi wa sallam to him. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. ربنا أفرغ علينا صبرا وثبت أقدامنا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا. ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين.